God be the glory. Grand rising, a walk Indian nation in America. Salute Nestorian king, men, clan, mothers, farmers, fisher folks, causeway, fisher folk, grand rising, free people, to God be the glory.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks and praise. Give thanks and praise. I came across this book, this information from a brother, Amarie Hylton. So I have to say gratitude, my king. Gratitude. Whence, the Black Irish of Jamaica, by Joseph J. Williams, S.J. And this is another Jesuit priest. My people. Now, before I touch on this book, I won't go into all of it. I might just, a chapter, probably a few words, a few lines, and then, them can choose to apply themselves. But just a catalog some information, as usual. Now, we have to remember, say, in 1492, our location here, and when I say our location, I talk about this hemisphere was invaded by Spain, Latin-speaking Spain from over there. And they occupy specifically our island nation area for at least 163 years. 163 years. By then in 1655, the British came here. And the British literally is still here. So from 1655 to now, it's like 367 years what a British occupation, because the head of state, isn't it somewhere around Britain? So when we calculate the Spain occupation and the British occupation, we might get about a total of 530 years, and that are just by our basic calculation, our basic timeline, what we can actually look at. So I say all of that for say this. When we're going to read about the Irish, this is how we're going to know that there was people like us over there, what them are called Europe. People like us is all over this earth. However, something changed. All of these locations now are occupied by a different species of people. And this is how that very invasive species came to this land and seems to just possess this land. So if you say, hey, America, them are going to tell us, boy, it now belong to the Aborigines or the original people that everyone comes to hear, them are going to say it belong to some foreigners. I always remember 1492, that's that. It has a marcation line. So irrespective of what is being presented, we were here when all of you foreigners came here. And from 1492, over 160 years, to 1655, when these foreigners were creating their constructs, we were here. So at one point, most people that say Irishman and thing, and we think about all Matalan and them kind of guys there. Them kind of mixed breed, whitish looking guys there. But here we are sure, say boy, here is a book where say boy, there's black Irish. So let's take time, go down, and so we can just mess around with. We now to visitors to Jamaica and the British, not English, British West Indies frequently remark a seeming anomaly. Okay, so something that does seem strange in even the remotest section of the bush. That's what I'm gonna call the rural area, the bush. And among the darkest of the Negroes who clearly trace their ancestry back to the earliest slaves from Africa. Okay, but I always remember 1492, so we'll see where this timeline here start, They will find distinctively Irish names so common that in an unguarded moment, they are apt to give flight to the imagination and claim that they have actually encountered a touch of the Borg. A few years ago, in one school in Kingston, might be found Burke, Collins, McCoy, McDermott, McKeon, and Walsh. And with one exception, the last name, who was a dusky brown. They were to all appearances full-blooded Negroes. So they must say, boy, we have all kind of Irish last name. So they must say that is some kind of anomaly. Or we there and supposed to come from Africa, but we have Asian last name or Irish last name. You know what I mean? In a single classroom of another school, there were Collins, Kennedy, McCormick, and O'Hare. All of them names is popular on the island for sure, man. And here again, in only one case did the features or complexions indicate any infusion of Caucasian blood, although this one, too, was as black as the rest. Hear that? And here again, in only one case, did the features or complexion indicate any infusion of Caucasian blood, although this one, too, was as black as the rest. You guys break that down. Perhaps one of the names most frequently met with throughout the island is that of Burke. I wonder if my brethren Burke have any affinity to that. In some few instances, it is true the name itself may be a corruption of the Haitian refugee, Du Bourg, who came to Jamaica in the 18th century at the time of the Haitian uprising. The usual explanation given for the presence of Irish name is, of course, that slaves of former days were generally called by the family name of the master. But in the case of Burke, at least, we do not find a single planter of that name among the early records of Jamaica. Certainly, the survey of the year 1670, so in 1670, they will make a survey. So that means that are over 170 years of foreign people in our space. You know what I mean? So by 1670 now, they might do a survey, and the survey shows that at the time, not 1 acre of land was owned by anyone named Burke. I wonder who did I record the ownership of land in a 1670? And who are these landowners between 1492 and 1670? Who are these so-called planters, landowners? I know no foreign man can come here come own absolutely nothing at all. And the same may be said in the case of most of the other Irish names we encounter today among the Negroes of the island. So you see, this island here would consist of what them call Negroes, what we call Aboriginal or original or native first people. So when you look around here, you see people and look like I know them foreign to us, irrespective of what kind of document them bring or show, irrespective of who them think them parents is. You understand? So around here, so it's for the original, the Negroes and foreign people come with all of these things. Yeah, man. The purpose then of the present writer is to find a solution to the riddle. Whence the Black Irish of Jamaica? And the answer, briefly summarized, lends itself to a threefold division from Ireland through Barbados to Jamaica. So in 1670, when they take the survey there, I was here. In 1492, when Spain and the Moors and Columbus and those people over there came here, I was here. My people, we were here. So all of these other people want to bring here to people this place is really to create what we have now. Yeah, man. This confusion. Some few instances, it is true, the name itself may be a corruption. Here we go over that through Jamaica and Barbados. I'll go through this a little bit, but the item see the title of the book, the item can, get the information and apply themselves accordingly. Mary Gaunt, writing about Jamaica in 1922, in her chapter on the white bondsman, states, to this boiling pot Cromwell sent 1,000 Irish men and Irish women. I can find nothing but the bare notification that they arrive, and it hardly seems to me those 2,000 Irish can have helped matters much, whether they were poor convicts or political prisoners. So somebody round up some people from over that location called Ireland as political prisoners, So let's see what I'm doing with them. In 1756, Dr. Brown was most emphatic in his statement. Cromwell, having had early intelligence of this conquest, Jamaica. Somebody come conquer Jamaica, right? Resolved to miss no opportunity of supporting this new acquisition, which now indeed served him as another Siberia. So, them that have Siberia before and do what them want with Siberia before this 1756. So now them are going to apply the same technique here. And Edward Long, the historian who was the Speaker of the Jamaica House of Assembly in 1768, that way I said to me. Jamaica have a House of Assembly in 1768. We have to go research these things. When writing a few years later, only expressed a commonly accepted opinion in the island when he recorded that the Council of State in England voted that 1,000 girls, not women, girls, and as many young men should be lifted in Ireland. What that mean lifted? Kidnapped. Oh, fuck. Look at that. Council of State in England voted that 1,000 girls and as many young men, 1,000 young boys, should be kidnapped in Ireland and sent over to assist in peopling the colony. So them never satisfied with we were there, cause we the too wild. We not take no talk, we not play the game. So them never have no interest in our way, cause we deal with the Spanish round here. And the Spanish couldn't contain we. So them say I could bring in some people upon the coastline area there. You know what I mean? And fit them in and see if we can, have them for be as our stooge, because them say the servants, you ever say all of these things. So them want assistance in people in the colony. On May 11th, 1655, that are 163 years of occupation in our island by foreigners. Jamaica formally, how you said Jamaica when Spain capitulate? To the representative of Cromwell, because remember, Spain was around here. Plus, the West Indies or the French end up take on the thing. With the French and the British are war. However, Jamaica formally capitulated to the representative of Cromwell, the Lord Protector of England. And as early as the following July 18th, we find a document signed by the field officer of the army in Jamaica. You hear that? Entitled Several Consideration to be humbly represented to the highest, to His Highness, the Lord Protector, and counsel concerning the army in America. What a statement here. Stay away in America. Several considerations to be humbly represented to His Highness, the Lord Protector, and counsel concerning the army in America, wherein after be speaking necessary equipment and supplies, the request is made. All right. The servants from Scotland or elsewhere may be sent to assist in planting, etc. That means so now come deal with the cultivation or the sugar plantation, for which the officers out of their pay will make such allowance as His Highness shall think fit, and assign them such proportions of land as His Highness shall direct at the expiration of their respective terms. So them are tell give us whatever sort of them lands and all of these things. So my question is this, in them time that what the British are doing in my place and do all of these things, what kind of authority? Is because them come with them conquests. Them come with them conquests. So them must say them conquer the people. Hence, them can do what they want with the people. When the Spanish was here, I'm quite sure them figure them can do the same. There is in the library at Boston College, Newton, Massachusetts, an undated manuscript presumably in the handwriting of Oliver Cromwell, entitled Certain Queries Concerning His Highness' Interest in the West Indies. The last two paragraphs reading as follows. Whether His Highness' interest in the West Indies can be carried out without settling of some courses for the constant supplying them with people. Without the settling of some courses for the constant supplying them with people. Wow. Whether the weeding the commonwealth of vagabond, whether the weeding the commonwealth of vagabonds. Read them thing again and again. Whether the weeding the commonwealth of vagabonds, condemned persons, and such as are useless and hurtful in war and peace, and a settled course taken for the transporting them to the Indies, and thereby principally supplying Jamaica, is not necessary to be consulted. Okay, so you have to consult these British people for bring these people from around Ireland or around Nova Scotia or around these places, you know, and say, yeah, people, this place. Boy, it is interesting. So now, which part them people are there? I wonder if them people with the man them are bringing is these same maroon type of people. What, I don't know. For them documents specifically state the different groups are maroon, and it's not like it's the whole island here, no. But we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna go easy and take it step by step, you know. But just present this kind of information so the ones them can, you know, discover, say, yeah, we have a lot of other information we're gonna really catch up with yet, but we can look at. You know what I mean? So even when a man said them come from Africa, even this document is a more expressive document than anything where I say, boy, you come from Africa. Because the only recorded information from 1492 of African coming here is Columbus and his friends. You understand? His more friends. And any transatlantic is when them take away the people from Haiti to go show off to them king and queen. Say, hey, boy, I will find them people here where nobody else couldn't find. But we never lost. We've always been here. You know what I mean? And when them talk about Columbus discover, listen, when you go in a certain documents, you gotta laugh. For no say, boy, Columbus get instructions to specifically come here. What kind of loss? What kind of looking for India somewhere else? Are you people not realizing that the information that is being provided is provided by the adversary of you, the adversary of us? So when you look at certain documents, it's no different from you read the so-called scriptures now. You understand? Step by step, people. It may have been in consequence of this memorandum that a letter was dispatched in the name of the Protector to his son Henry, who was the Major General in command of the forces in Ireland. Family business. While the communication itself is no longer available, it purports to disclose by the answer to the Secretary Turlough, which is dated September 11, 1655. Sir, I receive yours of the 4th instant and give you many thanks for your relations of Jamaica. And though we have met with some more than ordinary cross providence in this undertaking, yet I doubt not, but the Lord will smile upon it in the issue. Well, when I read it, I feel try all a meditation and I say, from whence these people really came? What kind of people are these to just move around the earth and just invade people's place, disrupt people's lives, murder and kill, wipe out, generations of people? What kind of people perpetrate them kind of act here? You know what I mean? And these very same people transform themselves now and act as if they are somebody's savior. They must set up all kind of so-called rights for other people bad behavior. It's a mess. Because if the Bible is in place where they have some laws where come from that time where the Hebrew them come into existence. You get me? And the Hebrew them where the ones them say are the chosen ones. Most side people, because them in the Bible. And most of our people naturally will identify with these people from the Bible, according to the concept or your point of view or how you read. You know what I mean? Boy, it's an interesting journey, people. I'm telling you. It's a very interesting journey. Because the earth is truly out of course, and the proof of that, all we have to do is just look at what's going on right now out there. And from I was born, over 50 years now, we know people are pray and I go to church and I do all of these things, yet look at our state of condition now, today, now. Can't we see that there is something very wrong? Yeah, man, there is something very wrong. Yeah, man. Something is wrong out there, people. Somebody has deceived us, and that deception didn't occur yesterday. What we can look at is, listen, before 1492, we as a people were here. Yeah, man. And we were invaded by people from all over the place, specifically the North Country. The North Country people come from somewhere out of that northern location. And let me tell you something. The people them will look like the Aboriginal people, are under oppression from, these people from the north. Came on the scene. Because these people who came from the north don't have the burnt skin like I. So you know them not exposed to the sun ray like I. And these people from the north come in our hemisphere and environment and make all kind of claims of ownership and a structure and set up themselves for people, worship these people as gods. And our people fall right in line. And I worship all different kind of imagery. That's why I say give thanks and praise to a mystic. My little basic mentality can't really conceive that kind of power. You know, for just looking at nature and I say, see that them things, they are representation of, a source that is much greater than I. that I am also an extension of. And that is a creative source, not a destructive source. You get me? Life source, not a dead thing. That's the difference. So from 1492, Spain come around here. And they are for about 160 odd years. And then the British come around here. And then they are for at least 360 odd years now. So it's a total of 530 odd years, 30 plus years then, put it that way. 500 plus years what a foreign rule. So when we can become cognizant and realize that, yo, we want our own situation outside of these foreign intrusion, or we can't get to that point. Anyway, me have to say again, salute to Amarie Hylton. Because this book here is a book where we can take time, go through and scrutinize what it is and learn from what we can learn and we move forward. Yeah, man. So that's why I said to all the Aborigines, the original people of this earth. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. If them say Noah are the progenitor after the deluge, then Noah must look like I. And if Noah have children, that means that them look just like I. Simple as that. So when we all look out there and see all other type of mankind, then we know, say, boy, that's what it is. Let's take it step by step so we can learn. I love the idea of freedom, freedominion, freedomin. Yeah, man. And within my house and within our people, we as a people, yes, we are all equal. But we not necessarily can be equal with everything else. It don't work that way. My point of view, my opinion. Because we can't be equal with non-human. We can't be equal with what is known as corporation. We can't be equal with legal persons or legal personas. We're separate and distinct from those things. So if God create man, I represent man, not necessarily mankind, not even necessarily just human. I represent man. Now if I put no hue before it, but if I put hue, H-U, he, it come back to the burnt skin. Hue, dark skin, man. Wow. Interesting people. So again, we just there for catalog, you know, them kind of information. Yeah. So the ones them can look and say, oh, what kind of book that? What a book you deal with? And them spare time, them go through it. And then we learned people now can really bring forward what it is and break it down for it more appropriately. So we just shine light. Yeah, man. Gratitude again. Step by step, people. Step by step. Sir, I receive years of the fourth instant and give you many thanks for your relations of Jamaica. And though we have met with some more than ordinary cross providence in this undertaking, yet I doubt not, but the Lord will smile upon it in the issue. I have endeavored to make what improvement I could in the short time allotted me. Touching the furnishing you with the recruit of man. A picnic on a recruit is not a man. And a supply of young girls, young Irish girls. Boy, me I tell you, that's I go through them thing and me I try look upon the context and I say, look how some people, some so-called people, these people can't be human. I know them I discuss kidnapping other people and displacing other people. What kind of people do these things? And I say, them people are ungodly, my people. Them people don't know the creator of nature, my people. These people are psychopaths. Yeah, man. Something is out of course. Furnishing you with young recruit of man. A young recruit of men. Again, a young recruit of men. And a supply of young Irish girls. Then hold on. If a man use them term the right now in this day and age, I talk about, boy, I want a nice Irish girl. A man that say, yo, you love white flesh suck. As a man, you're Irish. You must say, yo, some white people over Ireland. Where them people come from then? If they're not original Irish. And it's the same question we would ask of the Americans. Where did these people come from? You understand? And it's no different with our island here. Look at all these other islands. After a while, we have to ask the very same question. Where did all these people come? Who are these people? You understand? My view is always a little bit different, my people. Anyway, the brave may fall, but never yield, and we are choose to stay bold and brave, firm and strong. Boy, this thing is a really interesting read, I kid you not. I have advised with the chief officer near me, not having opportunity to make it more public, neither do I think it convenient until I know your resolution more particularly concerning the young women, although we must use force in taking them up. Listen to the well, me I tell you, Rasta. Listen to these bastards discussing kidnapping man and woman, you know what I mean, and their children. Concerning the young woman, although we must use force in taking them up, yet it being so much for their own good, you hear that? And likely to be for so great advantage to the public. Whose public? Which public? It is not in the least doubt that you may have such number of them as you shall think fit to make use upon this account. A week later, we have the following from the same source. I have a little to add to what I write in my last. I shall not need to repeat anything about the girls. A long time them people are human trafficking of people. Them thing you have foundation of these foreigners human trafficking in a people. So them always want to give some information that you were originally is here and from here. It's like them want to tell us, say, oh, them take you from someplace else, the people. It's a mess. Ask this question. 1492, I was here. Before 1492, I was here. My people was here. We had a vibrant society here. And then these foreigners came here. Ask yourself, who is your head of state right here and where is it? This is why I said, people of so-called Jamaica, where is your government? It's in Britain. This is why I, as man, self-govern. What's the problem? I'm outside that scope. Yeah, man. I depend on the Most High, Creator of nature. Yeah, man. The Creator will create all things, all of these things, all of us, including what is presumed to be this or that. But we know, according to scriptures, the Creator select out of all the peoples, plural peoples of this earth, Him select a group for Himself, who Him set apart from all others, and this is us. We were here when all on there about in the business over there doing all kind of wars. God, that's all you guys do over there is war. Look at your history. When they talk about our works, which they call us that and we call ourselves our work, they say we are a noble people, peace-loving people. And these foreigners come here and spoil us. And them teach we how to war, and them teach we all the way so we are going without them. And a lot of these other people were so extra with them behavior. No, them is not of us. A lot of them are implants, you know. This is why them are going to say, boy, you have what is known as the elect, and you have many shall be called and few chosen, and you have the wheat and you have the tears and you have all of these mix-up. But within the mix-up, you have some of the ones them were true, you have some of the ones them were, you know, naturally, it's just that. You know what I mean? Of the creator of nature, of righteousness and righteous behavior. Yeah, man. So step by step, my people. Again, with us a catalog information. It's never for the likes. You know what I mean? We just know say later somebody running out and say, hold on, that book yeah. Never know about Irish being black. Yeah. And start them research right there. So gratitude again for the time and gratitude for the presence. Salute.